She was a bit chatty, but eventually she got it nice. Okay, well, my first comment is it's really a pleasure to be here. I am honored to have been asked to come visit. I thank you for that. I don't like to do monologues, you know. I like to do question and answer. I could offer some thoughts, and if along the way, if anyone has a question, please feel free at any point in time. Is that cool? Okay. Let me tell you about myself. My standard joke line is, I play a lawyer on television. That's my standard joke. But I've been a lawyer for a little while, 43 years, and my background is I was a prosecutor for 4 years, and then the Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association that handles Cleveland police officers stole me away, and I represented police officers for 4 years when I like to say there was a misunderstanding. Well, what happened was a lot of these police officers get hurt, and I started representing them in their accident claims. And I got a reputation for handling these cases successfully, and it snowballed. And then I started advertising, and then I adopted the phrase "make them pay," and now it's on fire. It's going great. But what I'd like to offer, that's kind of my background. I'm married 15 years. My wonderful wife. I have 3 children. I have a son who turns 13 today. His name's Max, and I have 9-year-old twins who are healthy and happy. So we're very blessed. We're very fortunate. The thoughts I'd like to offer initially is simply this. I think, and I look back at my life, I came from a humble background. I was raised in a 1-bedroom bungalow in Euclid. I started working when I was 12 years old at a golf course, cleaning garbage cans and toilets for 50 cents an hour so I could afford my tuition to go to St. Joe's. And while I was at St. Joe's, I was a writer. And so I got a job at a local newspaper, and I worked full-time during my undergraduate work at John Carroll. And then in law school, I worked in the prosecutor's office as a law clerk. So the key cornerstone for me personally is hard work. You've heard the saying, hard work beats talent that doesn't work hard, okay? At any juncture in my life, when I was scared, when I thought an avalanche was coming down on me, every time my response to that was work harder, work harder. And in what I do, or any profession for that matter, if somebody is going to work on a case for 6 hours, work on their opening statement for 6 hours, I bet it's going to be a better opening statement than someone who walks into the courtroom 15 seconds before and glances at some notes, okay? Hard work is the key in life. The cornerstone right next to hard work is honesty. Let me tell you about honesty. I have met a lot of people in my life, known a lot of people. And I could tell you, without question, the happiest people are people who are honest. Honest in all things. Honest with who they are. Honest with all encounters in life. And the more honest you are, the more enlightened you become. And that's something that you can control. There's a lot of things we can't control, but we can control 2 things in our lives: our attitude and our work ethic. And I preach to my kids every day, but it's kind of in one ear, out the other ear, about being honest and a work ethic. There's nothing you can't accomplish in life. There's nothing that you can't overcome with hard work. And if you think you're working hard now, I'm sure you are, but you're probably giving it 60%. Jack it up to 80% and see where you're at. Jack it up to 90%. So you don't compete against your fellow student. You compete against your own best self. If it's going to take you 45 minutes to study for an exam, to do well an exam, okay, it may take you 25 minutes. It may take you an hour. It doesn't matter. What works for you. Compete against your own best self. I have a personal goal that I try, and I've never told anybody this. My personal goal is to accomplish more every day than anybody else. And after a week, after a month, after a year, after a lifetime, you can see the difference. It is remarkable. Hard work in all things. Put pride in it. Take ownership of it, because it is who you are. You're judged now as being a student. What kind of student do you want to be? You want to be an exemplary student? Of course you do. Who doesn't? But you got to put the work in. There's no substitute for work. And I think as you go through life, you'll find that that is 100% true, and it becomes more, 110, 120% true down the road with hard work. You prioritize your life and you dedicate yourself to those principles. And there's a certain peace that you find when you're purposeful, doing a good job with something and working hard. I have found that in my life, that if I'm wandering, I'm not focused the way I should be, it's not a good feeling. But if I realize what I'm doing makes sense and is necessary and could help people, I give it 110%, and I take joy in doing that. It's when, like the old saying, a square peg, square hole, round peg, round hole. And if you're honest with your life, you'll be putting a square peg in that square hole. There'll be no negotiating. You'll know you're doing the right thing. Now that's about the limit of my lecturing. I hate to, with my kids, I have a rule. I don't say anything longer than 11 seconds. And I try to limit what I say. So I don't want to go on and on. Questions, please.